Today's challenge we're going to do is called the simplest form fractions, also known as the lowest terms. What is simplest form? It is creating an equal fraction as small as it can possibly go. To create an equal fraction, usually you can use either multiplying and sometimes division. In the case of simplest form fractions, if we want to make it as small as it can go, are we going to multiply or divide? If you answered divide, you are correct, because if you multiply, you get bigger, 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 bigger. But for simplest form fraction, as low as you can go in a number, the lowest, the smallest number as it goes down, 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 is going to divide. You're going to use division, create an equal fraction using division. Step 1. Steps to finding the SFF. I'm just calling it that. That's not its technical term. Simplest form fraction, or they also call it lowest term. Put this in lowest term. Okay, there are steps to finding this simplest form fraction. The lowest you can go. First, you're going to have to know how to find a GCF between two numbers. To do that, if you're not sure how to do that, see my other video called the GCF Challenge Cortez. Okay. To find the GCF, you are going to need to list both the factors, or all the factors, for both your numerator and your denominator. For example, if you have 6/18 and you want to make this an equal fraction as low as it can go, and simplest way to write 6/18. So it's like you have a pizza and you got 18 pieces and you ate 6 of them. Sure, you ate 6 out of 18 pieces, but how much of the pizza did you really eat? You can say that in a simpler way. That's why they invented lowest term fractions. So the lowest way you can write 6/18 to still represent how many pieces in a simpler way, you're going to need to list all the factors for 6 and 18. Go. Very good. So your numbers that you were looking for is for 6 and 18, the factors. So you're going to find your numerator factors and your denominator factors. So for 6, we have 4 factors. For 18, we have 6 factors. Now you have to find your GCF for those two numbers. Which one of these? They have a couple of factors in common, right? They have the number 2, they have the number 3, they have the number 6, and that's it. So out of all these factors, which one is the greatest? Right, it was 6. Good, so not only have you found your GCF, that is step 1 to finding your simplest form fraction. So your GCF is 6. That's step 1, is finding the GCF for both your numerator and denominator. Step 2, to finding the SFF, the simplest form fraction. To write this fraction as small as it could possibly go, you're creating an equal fraction as low as it will go. 6/18. Step 2, divide your numerator and your denominator by the GCF, which we discovered is 6. So you're going to divide this 6 by 6, and you're going to divide 18 by 6. And that's it. 6 divided by 6 is 1. That's your numerator, your new numerator. So you went from a 6/18 to a 1/3, because 18 divided by 6 is 3. So 6/18 is now equal to 1/3. You did this with only 2 simple steps. Step 1, find your GCF for your numerator and denominator. Those are your two numbers. Then you have to divide those two numbers by your GCF. Now you've created an equal fraction as small as it can go using division by the GCF. The lowest term challenge is on. Now you have to find the lowest term, or the simplest form fraction, for 3/9 using the same steps we just taught you. You're going to divide your numerator and denominator by the GCF. You just have to figure out what the GCF is. How do you do that again? You list your factors. Sometimes, here's a little clue, here's a tip. If the numerator is a factor of your denominator, guess what? Guess what? That is the GCF. What? You mean I can save steps? Yes, sometimes, not always. Sorry, guys. 3 is a factor of 9, so guess what? That is my GCF. Boom. Now I just know I got to divide each of those by 3, because we're still really creating an equal fraction. So whatever you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. Whatever you do to the bottom, have to do to the top. So here's our GCF. We're dividing by this. And we have 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So 3/9 is the lowest term possible. The simplest way to say 3/9 is 1/3. Okay, now the challenge is on. You got to find the lowest term challenge. 6/15 is as low as it can go by dividing by the GCF. Okay, guys. Sometimes, as in the tip, I told you, if this number is a factor of that number, then that is your GCF. But we know, wait a minute, 6 is not a factor of 15. So I'm going to have to list out all my factors for 6 and 15 to find my GCF. Okay, so I listed my factors for our numerator, which was 1 times 6, 2 times 3. My factors for 15 is 1 times 15, 3 times 5. They both have 4 factors. They only have one number in common. So that is the GCF is 3. Now what? I have to divide each of those by 3. Go. 6 divided by 3 was 2. 15 divided by 3 was 5. The lowest term challenge for 6/15 is 2/5. That's as low as you can possibly write 6/15. We're going to do one more. Lowest term challenge, 12 21ths, 21st, 21ths. However you want to say it, there's your challenge. Divided by your GCF. You got to find the biggest factor, the GCF. Think of your factors, list them out, and divide. Go. Okay, I have found out my GCF was the number 3. There they are, my factors all laid out there. You might have already known that in your head. And sometimes that's okay, but I'm safer with writing them all out there, especially when the numbers are getting a little bit bigger, which they will. So we divide by our GCF. That's it. That's it. So what is 12 divided by 3? 4. What is 21 divided by 3? What times 3 is 21? Oh, that's 7. Boom. 12 over 21 is equal to 4 over 7. They are equal fractions, but just as low as it could possibly go. That's it. Lowest term challenge. Now I challenge you to do one more on your own. 5/25 is equal to how many as low as it can go? Lowest term challenge. Go. The GCF was 5 because remember the tip, 5 can go into 25, so that is the GCF. It was 1/5. If you got 1/5, give yourself a high five. Good job. See you next time.